Hey everybody, my name is Severin, and today I want to talk to you about the one and only topic that seems to be alive out there right now. No, really. I mean, everybody I'm meeting, it's the same topic we're having. So I don't really want to talk about the lockdown that we are experiencing on a physical level, but much more on a psychological and an economical level. So we are right now at a place of no return. This has turned so big that we're in it, and nobody denies it anymore. Where like 4 weeks ago, people have been ridiculed if they have been, stashing up with some security food or items, and right now it's out there and it's real and it's showtime. And I really don't want to say that in a negative way. I think it's amazing what's happening, guys. Really. Isn't that exciting to be in this event that's right now out there? Yes, it might feel a bit uncomfortable. It might trigger a lot of stuff in us. But isn't that a huge opportunity for change? And really, there's so many people out there for using this opportunity right now to kind of tell this is kind of the end of the world or some sort of this will be the solution. And it's just funny for me because we are evolving. We are like the virus itself, a creature that's constantly evolving, and life is happening to us. And this is now an amazing event to see a big change where normally we have smaller changes, but we will make it out on the other side. Maybe we'll lose a few people, but saying that ironically, right? Black humor. But we will definitely make it out on the other side. And I think it's actually an opportunity for growth, for change, and witnessing that and being alive during this period of time is for me really amazing. So what I want to talk about is that this event is bringing definitely up a lot of uncomfortable emotions. And that's what I want to speak a little bit about from a psychological perspective and how to deal with that. And then also speak about the economical situation that we are going into. So this is not there's more that I have to say which will not fit into this video. I don't want to make it a super long one. So I definitely want to speak more about the economical impact that we are facing, because I believe on a bigger picture we are changing the whole monetary system, and it needs to kind of, let's say, fall apart in order that we can do that. And I will speak more about that when I speak in the next talk about my Saturn and Pluto conjunction and what's the significance about that from a psychological and astrological level. And also in order to understand, what's the topic of this movie that we are have been watching the introduction right now, and it will be with us the entire 2020, and all of you and me are actors in it. Isn't that crazy? We are in a time right now where it doesn't matter which country you are, which background you have, your education. We're all having the same experience. We're kind of sharing the same emotional, inner world that we're going through because of what's happening right now. And I find that fascinating. So for me, just trying to find language for something that's alive within me. And sharing that, building community. And I hope, please, if you like that, follow me. I will also update on the new moon and full moon, because I find them wonderful opportunities to kind of express energies that are alive and bringing them into context in order to understand cycles that we are moving through anyway. So if you are into that, understanding the cosmic flow and how it flows through our life and how we are kind of spectators in it, then please follow me. So, like you, I have been watching probably a lot of videos in order to understand what's going on with that coronavirus. When will it end? Is it 2 weeks more that we are in lockdown? Is it 4 weeks more? Is this actually something that's gonna turn my life, into such a basic way of living for the next 6 months? And I mean, it's serious now, right? Children are not going to school anymore. Who is taking care of them? Well, grandparents are actually on severe caution because they are more impacted by the virus than younger people, but nevertheless, younger people also are affected. Hey, what about my job? Who is compensating for the clients that are not coming? So many ways that we can say now, hey, this is serious. This is really changing my daily life, and it does everybody's. And I think what we're coming to because of that is we want to kind of figure out, so what does that mean? What's the end of that story? When will it go back to normal? When can I go back to my routine, to my, structure, to my security, which I have built, and now it's kind of, just swept down the table, and I don't know with what to replace it. And I think exactly this unknowing, this discomfort, maybe even creates, this insecurity, this worry, these fears, and this panic shopping, because we don't know. We're not really comfortable to sit with something that we cannot replace with something we can grasp, something that is tangible, that we can say, this is how long, and then we do that. We have no plan right now. We're just in the limbo phase of not knowing, and that's very uncomfortable for a lot of people. And yes, this is a challenging time, and I feel personally, I'm still not really afraid of the virus itself. Not that I'm not taking it serious, but I still believe that this is something that's just one domino stone in a row of many other events that are going to happen, and this is just causing a ripple effect, which will set bigger things in motions. And the death rate in itself, I think, yes, of course, we don't want to, put people in danger. We have to react. But the way that we are seeing that now, really turn off your TV if you have even one. And really the whole hype, the panic, and it's kind of a hysteria that's being made on a communication level. And I feel, yes, it's still important that we watch YouTube videos and see differentiated opinions and experts to speak about it, that we also see it's not just one opinion out there, and that we also can therefore come back and see what can we do in our daily lives. And that hopefully means as well, how can I focus on something that's, how can I fill this time with something that I want, that's something that makes me happy, something that fills my heart, something that I find meaningful, rather than worrying the whole day and blaming, people I love most because they're close to me, because I'm so insecure and afraid. And speaking about that now, I want to bring that a little bit further, because I think we all having that happening to us right now. And we all dealing with it in a different way. And I think right now that we are in lockdown, we all have uncomfortable feelings and emotions coming up. And normally, when we are in our daily routine in our lives, there's a lot of things that we kind of can put over it, kind of distract ourselves or entertain ourselves with that. We don't have to get in touch with that. And even now that we are in lockdown and sitting at home, we can still do that. But I want to say, hey, the physical body is actually a tool of wisdom. And it might feel a bit counterintuitive that you actually come in touch with that uncomfortable emotion. And you might now, become uncomfortable or sad or worried in times like this. And you are maybe eating a lot, in order to not feel that emotion. Or you maybe watch a lot of Netflix not to feel uncomfortable. And you maybe speak with your mother all day long or your best friend to not get in touch with that emotion. But I really feel this is an opportunity to grow. And that growing it's important that we actually start to become intimate with these emotions. Maybe they feel a bit raw, maybe they feel a bit uncomfortable, maybe they feel stressful, painful. But it's not about getting rid of the emotion, it's not about finding a solution with it, but intimacy means that we are starting to allow to feel it, to build a relationship with it. And exactly from that point is where the healing is actually taking place. Just because we allow something deeper to be alive in us, we don't really have to understand it. We don't have to make sense of it, but allowing the feeling to be there is like when you have a young child, and let's say a boy, for this matter of example, and he's crying, and you're like, oh, come on, get over it, stand up, function again. But sometimes this is not what pain needs. Pain just needs to be held. What about if you go to your child? Maybe you are that child and you're just holding yourself and you're allowed right now to feel stressed, worried. It's just a moment that this emotion has to be alive inside of you. And from that point, real healing can happen because we are coming in touch with it, become intimate with it, and have built a relationship with it. And from that, even a deeper, embodied awareness, a centeredness within our body can take place. And I think from there is really, if we are allowing that work to happen, what's alive right now, we don't have to fill that void with something that we create, but we can actually come back to that wisdom within our own body. And from there, it's even the intuition, the feeling of purpose, or the connection to ourselves is even more meaningful, and we can function or be alive again from that centeredness. So that's something that I would like to express, because that's something that I'm working myself on, and I feel it's really important for me to soften more into these fragile, this uncomfortable sensations in myself. And I really feel that has been something that's not happening overnight, but an amazing opportunity where we are right now. And it's not a moment to run away from it. Like, we don't have to search for it, but now that it's there, please embrace that. And that also leads us into what we can do right now. It's leading us basically into meditation right now, where things are so unsecure or not certain, like we just have to wait and we have time. This is a moment where we can see again, or we are relying on our cognitive capacity, where we are knowing from the intellect how to be strong and function, or can we actually become flexible? Can we stay in the unknown and even see the unknown as a wisdom in itself? And that's what meditation is. Meditation is not accumulating something or becoming more wise, or improving our personality. It's much more a process of letting go, of coming back to this stillness, of this peace. And that peace is not filled with something, it's a feeling of pure potentiality. And that is a place we can come to if we are allowing these raw, uncomfortable, strange emotions to come up right now. So that's one point that I would like to stress. And another point that I would like to speak about is just the economical impact that this is leading us into. So I was speaking about that in the last video shortly, but I just think we are right now in a unique moment in history, because normally, like in the capitalistic system that we're in the economical growth that we are all kind of praising, every country is working basically with it. It means that we're trying to sell more and to produce more. So now that we are not having a good economy, for the first time, it's not that we are not having a demand for it. It's people don't even have time to consume it. You cannot even go out. You cannot even spend your money. So that means, like, the normal way the economy is functioning and the way to treat it in order to, stimulate it again and putting more money into the market is not really functioning. But nevertheless, like, we have a very old system that is functioning in the same way. So nevertheless, all the countries are putting basically more money into the system because they don't know any other way. And I think this is just the beginning to see that this system is not functioning anymore, that we are about to change it, that we are due, that we are ripe to actually have to do something different. So basically, that's just the beginning of it that we are seeing now, and this most probably will lead into a recession, because how is that functioning? That you're just pressing or printing more money and just flooding the market with more money, and will see that in every country right now, because everybody is in lockdown. That means nobody can produce, but we want to maintain the system that we have. We want to support customers and families and basically everybody. So we need to have security through money in order to function again. And that's something that I'm very, very curious where that leads into. That's what I'm actually much more curious than the virus itself. And we will see in the next weeks that will lead us in a whole different story of that movie than what we are in right now. So it's an exciting time. Please, come back to what is essential in your life, what can you rely upon, where can you find peace, where are your loved ones that are mattering to you, what are things that bring you back to a feeling of connection, of love, of balance, all these things, try to focus on them and use the time to maybe do something that's meaningful to you and come back to that place of centeredness. And yes, me too, from time to time I'm losing it, I'm afraid as well, I'm worried as well, but then again, my daily practice really helps. Eating healthy, going for a run, there are little things that we can practice. And really building a community like that also for me means the world. So thank you for staying in touch and reaching out. I wish you all the best. Take care.